Are you thinking of moving to Hartford County? Today we're going to dive into what you can get for $100,000 in each town. Hi, my name is Kevin Hull. I'm a full-time realtor in Suffield, Connecticut with a Stephanie Salerno team, licensed in both Connecticut and Massachusetts. For the sake of this video, we're going to use homes that have sold between $390,000 and $410,000. First, we're going to start with Suffield, Connecticut. This is 901 Overhill Drive. It's in a quiet neighborhood, a split level home, completely redone, move-in ready. There's a sunroom in the back that's absolutely beautiful. This home was built in 1955, so it is on a little bit of the older side, but with the split level, you have a lot of great living space. It was initially listed for $389 and it sold for $400 in about 7 days. So Suffield is a hot market. This home is a little under 1,800 square feet with a fenced-in backyard that is a little bit under half an acre. This house also has a garage. Next, we're going to move to Granby, Connecticut. 20 Doncaster Wood has 4 bedrooms, 3 baths, and a little over 2,000 square feet on 1.6 acres. So you have a good outdoor, indoor living opportunity. This home has a lot of new upgrades such as windows, siding, gutters, a brand new septic as of 2019. So it has a lot to offer. I showed this home. It was a great space. It's very open concept. Towards the back of the house, there's a family room with a vaulted ceiling and a wood stove, which is just beautiful, connected to the kitchen. This home was initially listed for $389 and it sold for $400 in about 4 days. So Granby, like Suffield, is a very hot market. This home was set on the back of a cul-de-sac, so it's the last home on the street. Very quiet. It's a great location. Moving on to East Granby. Let's take a look at 9 Lexington Drive. This home too is set on a cul-de-sac. It's a 4-bedroom, 1.5 bath, set on a little bit more than an acre lot. However, the lot is in a flood zone, so that may be a risk for potential buyers. The home itself is a little bit under 1,800 square feet. It is completely updated, brand new granite in the kitchen, new floors. It's a very classic colonial. It has a 4-car garage, massive garage. This home was listed at $399. It sold for $400,000 in 4 days. Again, East Granby is a very hot market as well. So next, we're going to go into Enfield with 36 Play Road. This home is a 5-bedroom, 3-bath home with a little bit under 3,300 square feet on 0.29 acres. So it's a smaller lot, but a lot more home. This house is actually a multi-generational home. You have your main living area and then you have a separate area for in-law suite. So for a particular buyer, it is a wonderful opportunity. This home is a bit on the older side, built in 1957. However, if it's well maintained, you're in good shape. And homes that are built in the 50s, 60s, 70s, and even before have charm that new builds just don't have. So this house is move-in ready. This house was originally listed for $399 and then it was reduced to $379. And after about 40 days, it ended up selling for the initial mark of $400,000. So yeah, it seems like this house found the perfect buyer. Moving on to Windsor Locks. 218 Sutton has 3 beds, 3.5 baths, a little over 3,000 square feet on a little less than an acre. So it's a good lot. This home is completely move-in ready. This home has a completely finished basement. And as you can see, you can get a little bit more square footage in Windsor Lock. This home has natural gas and AC, so it's convenient. You don't have to worry about filling up your oil tank, and you get the comforts of AC in the summer months. This home was initially listed for $399,000 and it was reduced to $379,000 after sitting on the market. And then this home sold for $400,000 after about 100 days on market. Now we're going to compare 2 homes that are within miles of each other in 2 separate towns. One is in West Hartford and the other is in Hartford. The first home we're going to be looking at is 111 North Beacon Street in Hartford, Connecticut. The second home we're going to be looking at is 383 Ridgewood Drive in West Hartford. The home in Hartford is 5 beds, 4.5 bathrooms, about 3,300 square feet, where the West Hartford home is 3 beds, 1.5 bath, and about 1,300 square feet. The home in Hartford sold for $407,000 when the home in West Hartford sold for $405,000. So depending on what you're looking for, size-wise, what town you buy in really matters. Certain towns are going to let you stretch your dollar more than others. Both of these homes are older, so they do have that charm that we talked about earlier. They're both very clean and move-in ready homes, so not much work has to be done to either one of them. And the next two homes we're going to talk about are located in Canton and Simsbury. The first home is 9 Pine Acres Drive in Canton, Connecticut. The next home is 110 Latimer Drive in Simsbury, Connecticut. Both of these homes have very similar specs. Both of these homes are in incredibly hot markets. They both sold for $50,000 over asking in less than a week. Both of these homes are very similar ages, where the Canton home has a little bit more square footage versus Simsbury home. The lot sizes are very similar. The Canton home has 4 bedrooms and 1.5 baths, when the Simsbury home has 3 bedrooms and 2 baths. A lot of the specs on both of these houses are very similar. They both have a lot of updates, both completely move-in ready. So next we're going to talk about 4 towns: Bloomfield, Windsor, East Windsor, and South Windsor. These 4 towns have 4 homes that are very similar in size, specs, bedrooms, bathrooms, all of that. The homes are fully updated. However, 2 of the homes were listed to sell, while 2 of the homes were listed a bit higher. So the home in East Windsor and the home in Bloomfield were listed to sell, and they sold for over asking, while the home in South Windsor and Windsor were listed a bit higher and went for below asking and asking after they sat on the market. We talk a lot about pricing, how important it is when it comes to selling your home, and this is just a prime example of that. All right, now we're going to go back to talking about one town. Avon. 72 Lawrence Ave in Avon is a large footprint for a home, about 2,900 square feet. It has 4 beds, 1.5 baths, and on a little bit more than an acre lot. This home was initially listed for $400,000 and sold for $410,000. It needs a lot of updating, but in a beautiful town like Avon, about $141 a square foot, I think this buyer got an absolute steal. So now we're going to move over to Farmington. 325 Scott Swamp Road in Farmington is kind of confusing to me. This home is 5 beds, 3 baths, 2,100 square feet on a little less than an acre lot. It's a beautiful cape. A lot of updates have been done. This home was initially listed for $400,000 and it sat on the market for a little bit over 400 days and is sold for under asking at $394,000. Like I said before, this confuses me. A house that this size, this many bedrooms, typically flies off the market. I did not tour this home, so I don't know of any problems that this home had. But again, like I said, this home is confusing. This is a prime example of why you want to work with an experienced agent. Because clearly there was something going on with this home that you could not see online. And you just have to get in there, tour the home, and see what was going on. Now we're going to compare East Hartford and Manchester. First is 37 Magnolia Drive in East Hartford, and second is 37 Markwood Road in Manchester. Both of these homes have very similar square footage at a little bit over 2,000 square feet. The home in East Hartford was fully updated when the home in Manchester needed a little bit of love. This is the reason why the home in Manchester sold for asking, when the home in East Hartford sold for about $40,000 over asking. However, ultimately, they sold for the same price in under a week. Next, we're going to talk about Glastonbury, Connecticut. 29 Beechwood Lane. This home is 3 beds, 1.5 baths, a little bit over 1,400 square feet on a little bit more than half an acre. This home as well is on the older side, built in 1948, and it does need some love, but it is your classic case. This home was initially listed for $350,000 and sold for $400,000 in 6 days. Glastonbury, like many other towns in Connecticut, is an incredibly hot market. Anything under $400,000 just flies off the market. Next, we're going to talk about Marlborough, Connecticut. 20 School Drive. This home is 3 beds, 1.5 baths, a little bit over 2,300 square feet, and a little bit under an acre. This house has many, many updates, such as new windows, new hardwood floors. This home also has a whole home generator for when the power goes out, and a completely finished basement that is heated and has a half bath. This home also has a barn that has an in-law suite on the 2nd floor, and then livestock is on the bottom floor. Very interesting, but a very cool layout. This home was initially listed for $399,000 and it sold for $415,000 in 2 days. I know at the beginning of the video we discussed how all the homes are going to be between $390,000 and $410,000. However, in Marlborough, Connecticut, between $375,000 and $415,000, this is the only home that has sold in the last 6 months. So this is why I included it in this video. Next, we're going to talk about Wethersfield and Newington. 45 Turkey Hill Road in Newington and 118 Longview Drive in Wethersfield. Both of these homes have 3 bedrooms. The Wethersfield home is a little bit larger at 1,600 square feet, but it only has 1.5 baths, where the Newington home is a little bit smaller at 1,200 square feet, but it has 2 full bathrooms. Both of these homes have wonderful updates. Both of these homes sold for $405,000 in less than a week. Now we're going to talk about Berlin and Rocky Hill, 5 Nutmeg Lane in Rocky Hill, and 117 Percival F in Berlin. As you can see, both of these homes need a little bit of updating. With these 2 homes, a very uncommon situation happened. The home in Berlin was initially listed for just over $372,000, and after sitting on the market for 30 days, it sold for $405,000. Where the home in Rocky Hill was initially listed for $425,000, and in just 2 days sold for under asking at $403,000. Like I said, this is a very uncommon situation where you typically don't see homes sell that quickly at an under asking price, where conversely, the home that sat on the market for about a month sold for over asking. This is typically not what we see, but again, it all depends on what the home has to offer. I did not show either one of these properties, so there could have been appeals or drawbacks to either one of these homes that just could not be found online. Now we're going to talk about New Britain, 7 Coolidge Street. This home is a new build, so something we haven't talked about yet. This is a 3-bedroom, 2.5 bath, 2,100 square foot raised ranch. It's on 0.17 acres, so it's a very small lot. As you can see, your neighbors are right there. This home was initially listed for $410,000 and is sold for $400,000 after 2 weeks. In a new build, you do get a completely updated house, of course. However, you might be missing out on some of the charm that you might find in an older home, like the one we're going to talk about next. 53 Oakland Road in Southington, Connecticut. This home was built in the 1920s and has wonderful charm throughout the entire home. This home is 4 bedrooms, 1.5 baths, a little bit over 1,600 square feet. This home does need a little bit of updating, but like I said before, you just can't get the character that this house has. This home was initially listed for $369,000, and in about 3 days, it sold for $400,000. A lot of people love the older homes because they see the potential that they can grow or update within these homes. Next, we're going to talk about Bristol and Plainville. Both of these homes have 3 beds, 2.5 baths, and both about 1,700 square feet. Both are very well maintained homes. Both are very updated homes. Both of these homes were listed for $399,000, and they both sold for $400,000. So like I said before, both of these homes have very similar specs. They sold for the same exact price. So both Plainville and Bristol market are very similar. Next, we're going to talk about Hartland, Connecticut, 20 Moosehorn Road. This is a very unique home. This home has 4 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms, a little bit over 2,600 square feet, and sits on more than 4 acres. This home was built in 1816, and it does need some updating. However, like I've said, over and over in this video, older homes just have charm that you cannot find in homes built today. This home was initially listed for $440,000 and was reduced a couple times over 140 days and ultimately sold for $190,000. Again, I did not show this property, so there could have been issues that arose during walking the property, which a lot of older homes do have issues, such as old electrical, water in basements due to stone foundations. However, everything can be fixed. Last but not least, Burlington, Connecticut. This home is 3 beds, 2.5 bath, a little bit over 1,800 square feet and a little bit under an acre lot. This home could use some cosmetic updates. However, it's very well maintained. There are a lot of unique rooms throughout this home, such as a 4-season covered porch, 2 separate living areas. This home was initially listed for $425,000, and after sitting on the market for a couple of months, this home sold for just over $402,000. So there you have it. You can see that Connecticut is a very hot real estate market. Some towns are a little bit hotter than others. As you just learned, in some towns you might be able to get more square footage or acreage than you can in other towns. If you're looking to move to Hartford County and trying to decide on what town to move to, check the link below, as I made a video that you could find useful. I'm Kevin with the Stephanie Salerno team. If you like this video, please like, subscribe, and I'll see you later. Bye!